Okay, bro, but I like that what you said. So
Okay.
we're gonna keep it rolling with that.
This
So let's
joker
talk
good.
about pace, not praise. Pace,
Not praise.
not race. Pace, not race.
Yeah, it's
But
important.
It is important, you know. And we got to set the proper pace, and everybody, like you say, bro, got their own pace.
Got their own pace.
Mine ain't yours ain't mine. Mine ain't bro's.
Yes, sir.
Correct.
So, but
Mine and mine's don't have an S. It's mine. Go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, you said mine's.
He's being plural. It's just
I'm
plural.
being real, bro. I'm
Huh.
on 26 and 18. But hey, so when we
Pac-Man
talking
money,
about
baby.
pace, but pace, not race. Let's talk about finishing strong, bro.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Which is important because we did say, I like this change up. We did say that in order to establish the pace, you got to first establish your finish line.
Finish line.
So it's one thing we say people get started, but they don't finish. Remember I said that earlier, people get started, but they don't finish.
That's what you said.
So finishing strong is just as important
That started.
as starting and developing your pace. So let's go. Let's run with it. Let's talk about
Finishing
that for a little
strong,
bit. Yeah, let's
you
finish
know.
this one.
See, I'm always gonna consider myself an athlete, but I just am. You know, it don't matter whether I can't play in the NFL or whatever that right now, but I'm always gonna consider myself an athlete, man. So I got this
I was gonna
finish
say, did
strong.
you just show your muscles?
I got this finish strong mentality, man. You know, I'm when I hear
Man.
finish strong, then I want to attack. I want to come in there hard.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, I want to come in there so hard,
That's
man.
prayer time.
Oh, that's what that is.
That's what it is. Don't
Don't
black him out.
again.
Don't black him out again. Keep going.
So-
Just
Hey,
keep going, bro. That's just my angle
Finishing
gone.
strong to me is coming through highly successful in the end.
Okay.
You know, whatever it was, you was whatever race it was you was going through, whatever pace you had set. You know, when I come to it now, I'm finishing strong. You know, I'm victorious. I'm gonna win with what I'm bringing.
Okay.
You know, I want to finish strong. You know, I didn't come all the way to this point
To not finish.
to just come to this point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah.
I didn't come to this point just to come to this point. I came to this point to finish strong.
Correct.
And with that being finishing, it doesn't matter how you finish as long as you finish because you can always restart. But
Yeah, but the key is because you can finish and not finish strong.
Right.
You know,
You wanna
like
finish strong.
think about this. Like I know people seen this before. Like people on jobs when they get close to retire, stuff don't really matter that much.
they don't care nothing.
You know what I'm saying? And you can tell that they're almost out the door.
Take
And-
it from somebody who
Okay,
has
talk about it.
retired.
They
Okay.
schedule every Friday
I
off
did
for 6
35
months.
years, but I had a reminder date set up in my phone that went off like every day, like at 12 o'clock. You got 2 years and blah, blah, blah left. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So it had got to the point, bro, where I shut down.
Yeah.
I didn't finish strong in
Yeah.
retirement.
At all.
But not this,
Self-sabotage.
but this what I want to get at. This what I want to get at. Because when you are in that position, like you getting ready to close something out, you was getting ready to reach your finish line. Prior to your finishing date, you were the type of person, because you were like completely committed and still going.
Right.
Imagine how much you outpoured, how much you imparted into other people.
Oh,
And
yeah.
people don't know, but as you got closer, and I'm not saying you didn't because it's naturally just you, but as you get closer, you start to relax on even the person. That you were, you know what I'm saying, during your tenure. Your
Start pulling
your
back from it.
commitment
Yep.
start to lessen. So
sir.
you stop seeing stuff the way you saw it. So sometimes you stop seeing things that are very important for the man coming behind you. You know what I'm saying? And that's one reason why it's important, because it's a guy I know
And
who
that
getting
was
re-
not me.
Yeah.
You're right.
It's
It
a
wasn't
guy I
me.
know who getting ready to retire, and his first word for everything is, man, I'm about out the door. You know, and once you get like that, you stop doing what it is you're supposed to be doing. That's always,
DM.
huh?
DM. Go ahead.
No.
No, CJ.
Yeah,
Um,
no.
And what you stop doing, you stop almost completing the assignment,
Which is teaching the next person.
which is teaching the next person who's coming behind you.
Yes, it
you
is.
know, so finish strong got a lot more. It has a lot more than do than
Just
it
with
has a
you.
lot more than just you.
just you.
Finishing strong is for the people that's coming behind you. Then think about that. So now we just took a twist and a turn. So
Come on with it.
yeah, we could take our time. We could take
Okay.
our...
Well,
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, finishing strong is about a choice. You know what I'm saying? I
Did you
mean,
get that for now?
no, did you? I got that right here, bro.
Okay, great minds think alike.
Here we go.
Same mama,
They got
same
same
daddy.
mama, same daddy.
Shout out
y'all.
to
Same
Honeycomb.
daddy, bro. Y'all know what it is. Same mama, same daddy.
Honeycomb brazen.
But each of us has the power to choose your performance,
Okay.
you know, and how you want to finish.
All right.
You know, you got the power to do it. That's a choice, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
It's a choice, you know. And I get to say, yeah, you know what? I'm coming through. I'm going hard in the paint. I'm going hard in the paint. Bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I have that choice.
Yeah.
And I choose that.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
I choose
definitely.
that's how I'm gonna finish strong. I'm going hard in the paint.
And let me tell you a disadvantage of not finishing strong. And this is what we really got to listen to. And I'm going to shift to the felons in a minute. But when you don't finish strong, you lessen your attack, you lessen your aggression. And sometimes people forget that although they may be finishing one race, as soon as that race finishes,
Another one
you
starts.
have to start another one. So when you don't finish strong, you start to forfeit your momentum that you build from what you were doing, and
Going to the
you're
next.
unable to carry that into what you got going next. And a lot of it is because people don't already have their next race set. They don't have their next finish line set. So when you don't finish strong, you lessen your attack. That means you can't score. If you can't score, man, we talked about this. If you can't score, you can't win.
Yeah.
You lessen your aggression. You become easy to deal with. You become easy to stop, and you forfeit your momentum.
So that means you becoming complacent. Back to what I was saying earlier, you becoming complacent, but then also you allowing the enemy to attack you now because you're not moving like you're supposed to be. moving.
Correct. And because
You're leaving room for the enemy.
if you're not attacking, you're getting
You're getting
attacked.
attacked. Exactly.
Can you be left behind and people pass you?
Of course.
Oh, man. Yeah, because you, like I said,
I know
because,
you can.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
you complacent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we kind of dealing with more of reaching the finish line or something, you know, even with goals or whatever.
No matter
you know,
what
you have
it
to be able
is.
to take this principle and put it in whatever your pursuit is or whatever you're nearing, whatever you
Right.
finish line, you getting ready to finish for whatever
Right.
particular thing.
Yeah.
You can't relax because the moment you relax, you lose your momentum. You forfeit your momentum. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff we used to talk about, you know, God gonna give me back the land that the devil took from me. A lot of times the devil ain't taking nothing. We forfeit it.
Right.
We give it up.
So we tie that together. Let's go to a track issue. Say you
'Cause
ready
you was
to
a track star. Go
open,
ahead.
Open 400.
Which means what?
It's a full lap, right?
Why is it called open?
Well, because you can have the 4x1. I mean the 4x4.
It's not a relay
It's not a
race.
relay
It's
race. It's
Oh, okay.
open. It's one. Yeah,
Straight run.
straight run. And the best way to run that race is to start out strong, and on the back stretch, and on the curve, pace yourself so you have enough endurance, enough strength left over for that last 150 to 100 to finish strong.
Mm.
So follow me here. Like I say, you start off strong.
Start off strong.
You get you, going back to what we said last week, you get you a pace,
Establish your pace.
get you a natural going pace to where when you see the finish line and you see that you're close to it, you can finish strong.
You can turn it back
You
up.
can turn it right back up.
Okay. So people who start out strong and stay strong burn out.
They're going to burn out before
They
they
gonna
get to
burn
the
out.
end.
Then they're gonna suffer
But if
damage.
you start out strong, get you a pace, and finish strong, you're more likely to be victorious. You know,
Okay.
in whatever it is that you do.
But if you don't set the pace,
just
then
fall
you
behind
don't have what it takes
to
to finish strong.
Exactly.
And when we say finish strong, really means you don't have what it takes to take the momentum that you currently have and to carry that momentum into what you got next in life.
Yeah.
So
To leveling
it's
up.
bigger than making it look good at the end.
yeah.
It's bigger than crossing the finish line. It's about taking all of the energy that I harness, all of the relationships that I harness.
All the
'Cause
work.
as you were pursuing something, you establish some relationships. And people, because they see how hard you go, which a lot of times resembles how much you believe in what you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
they rock with you. But once you take your foot off the gas, you start to lose passengers. And when you get to that next set, now you got to try to reestablish
And find
more
new people.
support. So
Exactly.
I see what you're saying. So the key is to start.
Mm-hmm.
The key is to start with some momentum, some aggression,
Some aggression.
build your momentum, establish your pace, and then finish strong and carry that momentum
All the way
into the
through.
end of that race
Exactly.
and take it right into the very next thing.
Yes,
You know
sir.
what? That's how I always wonder why you have all these people, these successful people. No matter what business they open up, they're successful. And it's not because they got so much business acumen, which probably plays a role, but they figured out how to take the momentum and the energy that they harness for the last successful endeavor. They figured out how to take that into the next thing. Many times, I have in my own life, every time I start something new, I had to try to build everything back up
from scratch.
Instead of carrying the last thing, instead of carrying the energy, the whatever, the relationships, the support, the finances, instead of carrying that into the next thing.
The momentum.
I see it now. Yeah. So a startup doesn't have to be an actual startup. It can become a continuation. Just a new product or a new lane. Okay, I got you. Y'all got that. I got you.
Having that same energy with everything that you do.
So when you finish strong, it actually never ends.
It never ends. That's what I'm saying.
It just transitions into something else and what's next for your life.
It's an endless race. It's an endless race.
I love this because a lot of people, as they get to close out certain things, they be so excited about the very next thing they're going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they don't understand when you check out before you begin what's next, you forfeit everything you need to keep that momentum going and to have a smooth transition. Wow.
You can look at a college student. Like you have some careers college students. They get this degree. In the midst of almost finishing this degree, they sign up for another one. They keep that momentum from the degree that they're getting ready to graduate from to jump into the next one. No different than a CNA becoming an LPN, a LPN becoming an RN, a RN becoming a nurse practitioner, sometimes a nurse practitioner becoming a doctor. You have to keep that same momentum from when you started to keep moving on and build, because you're going to use that, what you learned in the past, you're going to use that to further yourself and build on it to keep going and continuing in what you want to do in life.
Okay, I like that. I'm glad you're talking. Chill out and ride for a minute. Okay, so it's coming together now.
Let's get it, man. Let's get
do
it.
Now, all this is making sense. I'm figuring out now we almost given the formula of how to start something, a new life, to begin again, to start anew with the advantage, because we say we live in life by the advantage. So I just saw this a formula. So for everybody who wants to restart life and who wants to start again, a new beginning and all that, in order to start with the advantage, you have to create a bridge from what you're doing now, what you're accomplishing, and that bridge has to connect and pour over into what you want to do next. Instead of looking at your endeavor as a new endeavor, you figure out, okay, even if you got a business, a small business, you finna come out with another product. As you're closing, like if you say if your start date is January and it's October, you figure out a plan how to start funneling finances from one thing
to the next
into the new thing before the new thing start. You know what I'm saying? So the easiest way to finish strong is to have the next step already established, strategies in place. And that way your momentum doesn't lessen, your aggression doesn't lessen, your attack doesn't lessen, because the day you start this, you have to start that. You know what I'm saying? Instead of, well, this is over, I'm gonna take a break, then da. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. What you got?
I want to turn it to something a little different.
Turn it.
When it comes to relationships, you know how we always say
that is not my area. Go ahead.
That you don't supposed to take your old relationship into your new relationship.
You better not.
Not the bad
Hold
stuff.
on, but that's not necessarily true.
Not the bad.
And I had to think about that sitting here.
What part of it's not true?
Yeah, what part you take?
The part that you're supposed to take is whatever you did in the past that was wrong, you're supposed to remember that so you don't do it going forward. So you're taking it with you, but you're taking it with you to remind yourself to not do it again.
Yeah, but see, the problem is you're saying take the wisdom from the experience of it. A lot of people take the trauma. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and so taking
the
trauma is because this dude always lied to me about doing this.
The next man gonna do it.
The second that my new relationship does something that resembles that,
He's lying.
It's not
exactly.
that I accuse him. I immediately feel the pain from the last thing. So the reaction that I had in the last relationship is the reaction that the new relationship get in. But to take the wisdom from the experience from it would be that you'll see some of the same stuff happen, and being wise, you start paying attention to the pattern
and have conversations
because you want to make sure that you're not looking through the lens of a traumatic past experience. You know what I'm saying?
That's
just because some stuff look alike,
that don't mean it's the
ain't the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So
like Lopez Joyce might not be real that he got on, but the ones I got at the house might. Yeah, you know what I mean?
But
They look alike.
before you say they ain't real, you might have to look at the
You might
tongue.
have to, you might have to check
it.
yeah, you got to run through them and see.
They probably real,
They
though.
probably, 9 times out of 10 they're real. Shout out to the producer in the backfield back
bro,
there.
we're just kicking, having fun. What you got? I got something if you ain't ready now.
Go ahead, bro.
I know you're ready, but I want you to say yours to the end. I want to talk about some characteristics.
Hey,
like to finish strong, because this is what we pushing. Because I love how we started. I think the last episode was take the next step. So that's your start. Early in this episode, we was talking about pacing.
Pacing the race.
And now we finished this episode
Finishing
with
strong.
finishing strong.
Yes, sir.
So I think in order to start, pace, finish, you got to have some mental toughness. You know what I'm saying? You got to be determined, and you got to have some perseverance. You got to have mental toughness. And I wrote this one down, so I ain't finna try to be smart.
But you got to have somebody to hold you accountable also, because you can't do it alone.
I like that.
You can't do it alone. You got to have somebody to hold you accountable.
I like that. You got okay. So you got to have mental toughness. You got to be determined. You got to have perseverance, and you got to have an accountability
partner.
Accountability partner.
Our partners. Yeah.
So mental toughness, is the ability to maintain a high standard throughout. And that's like we were saying, where people retire, they lose that high standard of where they at. Mm-hmm. It becomes just average. It becomes just normal. So part of being able to finish strong, you had to have that mental toughness that even though I'm towards the end, it's still as beautiful. It's still as exciting. It's still as important. It's still as impactful as it was the day I started. So you got to be able to find that energy again. And I got some stuff we're going to talk about, how you reach back and find that. It's hard.
That's hard.
And a lot of times it's nearly impossible.
Yes,
unless you approach it the right way. And then you got to be determined. And just determined is just, you got to have the will to keep going. That's like you said, it's a choice. Mm-hmm. You have to choose to finish strong. Right. A lot of stuff we don't have, a lot of stuff we don't become, a lot of stuff we don't be, boils down to we simply haven't chosen to have. Right. We haven't chosen. People don't understand the power of choice. You know what I'm saying? That when you make a choice, you make a determination. I'm trying to think of a word. I can't think of the word. But when you make a choice, you cut a covenant with your mind that this is what it's going to be. And that once you make that covenant, you become determined. That picture starts creating in your mind, and your mind starts to formulate your life into that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be determined. I see, and we all determined. Yeah. We be determined for different things.
Right.
I remember one time, it was a long time ago, me and this guy, we didn't even really know each other, but it was these sisters that we wanted to mess with. And so one sister set it up. Well, I picked the guy up, and then we go out to their house, and we had to climb through the laundry room, walk through the living room, creep to the bedroom, and do whatever else we wanted to do. But we were so determined that I picked him up, parked down the street, walked down the street, hopped the fence, climbed up, went through a window, tiptoed through a living room, and went and did what we had to do.
That sounds like
that was determination.
Yeah, you strategized that, didn't you?
But we were determined to get our little rocks off.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So imagine that energy, that strategy, that effort going towards something that's positive, something that's gonna build something in my life. And then perseverance, you got to be able to
push forward.
You got to be able to keep working towards your goal, whatever it is. And that's why it's important that you have some set up after the first finish line. Because after the first finish line, if you ain't got nothing behind it, what else are you working towards? Right. Like we tell people when they get out of high school, like, don't take no break. Mm-hmm. Don't take no break. You get out of high school. If you're going to college, go to college. If you're going to trade school, go into trade school. If you're going to the armed service, go to the services. Like, don't take a break. Finish strong and carry that momentum and energy into the next thing. What you got, bro? You got something?
Well, I mean, I like how you said that. Because when you make that choice, and you decide the effort that you want to put forth, maximize your effort, bro.
Yeah.
Maximize your effort. We finishing strong, we're going to maximize the effort. We're going to put everything we got into it to finish strong.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. That's all I got, bro. Y'all kind of killing it today.
Yeah. So now let me talk. If y'all don't mind getting to me, let me talk to my fellas. Now this is very important because me and bro was out there talking about it, and I was telling him a large percentage of the guys in prison, you don't really have to.
And ladies.
Oh, and ladies. I'm sorry, my
Definitely.
sisters. I'm so
Definitely
sorry.
get
I'm so sorry because they put y'all in there too.
follow.
Yeah.
They follow.
Yeah.
Y'all follow us big time.
Just as
We love you
important.
and appreciate
Y'all
you.
ain't commented yet. To let us know you there. I'm still waiting one of my female felons to say I'm here with you, bro.
Yeah.
But is that a lot of times we don't have to motivate guys to finish their prison sentence strong because a lot of times people don't even let people know their exact EOS date, end of sentence date, so nobody can't screw it up. You kind of keep it to yourself, among people you know you can trust.
See, that's something I didn't know, bro. For some reason, I got this Hollywood mentality of
People
how
talking about
how
when they
prison
leave.
works.
Oh, yeah.
Like, even though my brother went through that thing, but I thought like that'd be something they walk around and beat their chest about. Yeah, I'm getting out in 2 weeks. Or
You might get swung on,
it's
get
quiet.
you to fight.
I
Yeah,
get
get
it.
you
No,
another
I get
charge.
it. I get it.
Some younger cats may, but most of like
The majority.
people don't even. That's like asking somebody what you in here for.
Yeah.
Like more mature people, like you don't even talk about
talk
it. You
about
know what I'm
that.
saying?
I'm here.
You don't talk about when you're getting out and all that. It just when it come, it come. Because I ain't gonna let you spoil it for me. Right. So a lot of guys finish strong, but since we established finish strong as you gotta answer that for me, Smart. When we establish finishing strong as having the next race prepared to start,
Okay.
I think for a felon to finish strong, you have to review some of the goals that you had in your life. I think you need to focus on like what it is. I got some stuff wrote down there. Let's just be trying to remember it. The first thing I wrote, and this is really, I want my felons to really pick up on this. Review your goals that you once pursue or that you want to pursue as your sentence come to a close.
Okay.
So the first thing you do, now we're setting up to finish strong. The first thing I want you to do is those in prison, even those just got out of prison, but I want you, my men and my women, I want you to, the goals that you written down, the things that you wrote down, I want you just to review them things. Because now we setting the stage to finish strong. So once you review them things, some goals you used to work on before you got locked up, or some things you know you want to do before you got locked up, review those goals, and then the first thing you got to do is identify what you need to stop doing, or identify what you do not need to return to. Okay? Because we're saying finish strong is actually carrying the momentum and the energy into what we got next in our life, and not getting out and trying to conjure up that energy and that momentum again. So you can build this momentum in prison. Review your goals. It's going to create an excitement. You're going to get excited about it. That's a great energy. You're going to strategize. It's going to give you a plan of attack. You're going to have some strategy. So you're going to be able to attack. It's going to put you on the offensive. Once you identify the things that you either need to stop doing or the things that you do not need to reconnect with, now you're on the defense. Because they say defense wins what?
Football game.
Championships. You understand what I'm saying? So you got the energy, you got the strategies, you got your offensive game plan. Right. You're getting out on defense because it takes defense to win championships. And then you need to identify what you need to keep doing. In prison, a lot of people read, and it takes their mind, it builds their mind and strengthens their mind, and they come home and they don't read. It's so many cats I know, we used to be in the alley and stuff, that you wouldn't know read so many books in prison, and they get home and won't pick up a book. All they're doing is smoking, drinking, hanging, and hustling. So you have to identify what you don't need to reconnect with, identify what you need to continue doing.
Why is that though, bro? I mean, I don't want to get you off topic though, but why do they stop? I mean, didn't they have a plan and saw how it was making them a better person?
But see, a lot of people do stuff to pass time. You know what I'm saying? Like reading is a time passer. So most people read because older cats and they'll start handing them books like, man, read it. You know what I'm saying? So you start reading. It's something about when you are isolated from all the noise in the world, it puts you in a place where you have to look at yourself. And for a lot of people, for the first time in their life, they finally pay attention to who they are, what they lack, and what they really want in life. Because when you out here hustling, on drugs, smoking crack, breaking the houses, scheming people, you don't even know who you are. You don't even know what you like to do. You don't even know what makes you happy. You don't even know what you really want to do in life. Because all you thinking about is that dollar, that drug, those women, or whatever. But when you go to prison or even in county jail, that's why I hate when they say that's that jailhouse religion. It's just that once you become in an isolated place, you are forced to see you. Being in prison, being in jail is like standing in front of a mirror for 2 hours. All you can see is you, and it brings you to a point that you want to do better.
Okay.
But when a lot of them get out because they don't, what the number 2 was, they don't identify the things that they don't need to reconnect with. Before they got out, if he say, you know what, I can't go to the trap, I can't go by and see such and such, I can't hang with such and such. It's up to you to determine the things that cause self-sabotage. And that's all it is, because when you identify what you need to stop doing, you have to be honest about how you got in your own way. Because remember I said, revisit some things that you want to do prior to coming to prison, or even goals that you developed while you was in prison. Okay. So you got to determine how you self-sabotage yourself and make sure that you don't fall back into that pattern. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
And then once you identify what you need to do to stop self-sabotaging, you identify what you need to continue to do. What habits, that's the best word I can use. What habits or actions or activities have you committed to in prison that has benefited you? Like reading. If you read in prison, when you come home, you should still read. Shout out to my homegirl. She did her time. Man, she got a library in her house. Black girl, she'll know who she is when she hear that. She read so much in prison. She reads so much outside of prison. I told her she need to start a book group, a book club. But that was something that got her through. That was something that benefited her. That was something that impacted her. That was something that mentally strengthened her. And she continued when it got out. So, but you have to be honest. You have to, as a felon, identify this time I've been down, what I've been doing. What have I done positive that has impacted me? What caused my mind to even think about creating a better future? You know what I'm saying? What influences? Was I going to church enough? Was I going to any other religious things? Or was I just reading? Or was I playing horseshoes or anything like that? Right. Continue doing what kept you in that positive mindset, and then you got to identify what you need to start doing. Okay. And that's where we get back to the strategy. So if you're getting ready to get out of prison, you got you some goals, either something you used to do, you want to get back to that, or something new you thought of while you was in there. Pinpoint and identify ways to prevent yourself from self-sabotaging. You know what I'm saying? Figure out positive things that you were doing. Go home, continue to do that, and then develop you some strategies for the very next thing in your life. Strategic. Yeah. We got a thing that we putting together that I want to put together. It's called First 48. And I mentioned this before. The First 48 is I want inmates to document everything they're going to do in detail their first 48 hours out of prison. What you put down on that paper, what you're going to go after the first 48, it tells me the pace you're going to move at. It tells me the rhythm you're going to develop for your life. And I can tell you where you're going based on them first 48. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I like that. And that's something I was going to talk about when we get into our meeting about that. Yeah. But so that's the few things. Review your goals. Identify what caused you to self-sabotage, and don't get into that. Identify some positive things that you were doing in prison that kept your mind straight, kept you excited, kept you in line, kept you focused. Continue to do those things even when you come home, and develop some strategies for what you need to get done. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times developing strategies is you have to find, I know people say, and sometimes you don't talk about what you want to do, but sometimes you have to talk about what you got planned, because you never know who's in the vicinity to help you move forward with that. You just do it with wisdom, because the Bible says a wise man considereth the matter to the end. You know what I'm saying? But at some point, you have to talk around certain people that you trust, who probably can hold you accountable, Smurf, and who probably know people, or know some things, or have some things, some resources that can help you move forward. Because there could be a person right in your vicinity that know the direct contact to get you a small business loan. But if you don't ever say nothing to nobody, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So other people got to know. Yeah. Because when other people know, the Bible says, write the vision, make it plain, so he that readeth can run thereby. When people see things, it causes action in people. So sometimes you have to leak a little bit of your information out so it can cause action, and maybe some people get to rolling. And so as my fellas, that's how I think we finished strong.
I was strong now.
It was a lot.
That was a strong finish.
And it's important to, I think when you watch this, you might have to write it down. See, this type of stuff is for people who really want to put in the work. Right. This ain't for nobody who just gonna listen and think they got it. Like people who watch our podcast, if you serious about creating that turn in your life, you have to watch this stuff with pen and pad. Yeah. Because some of this stuff we drop and we can't repeat. Right. You know what I'm saying? It come to us as we going. Yes, and sometimes you have to be able to remind yourself of the things you need to be holding yourself accountable for.
And sometimes you might have to watch it a couple times. You might have to watch it 3 times. Yeah.
Watch it 1,000 times. Everybody, watch it 1,000 times.
And we ain't just saying that for the pub. But you be how many times you gonna sit around and been like, man, I remember on that show or whatever they said something. You have the ability to go back and watch us over and over and over again to get what it is that you need to get you where you're trying to go.
Because I guarantee you, every time you watch it, you're going to get something different from it. every time.
Yeah, and it becomes second nature for you because no matter what Martin episode I watch, because I've watched it over and over and over and over again, I can say the lines.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like
I'm
the
like
Martin,
that with
the
Smokey and the Bandit.
The Martin show is a part of me because of how much
I've watched
time I invested in it. You know what I'm saying? So it's important.
Is that the Thomas Hearns one?
Yeah, that's one of them. I don't want to fight no more.
That big old head.
But yeah, we gonna end it on that, and I think that was a strong finish. But just take your time with your life. That's your pace. Get started. That's your choice. Finish strong.
Finish strong.
Finish strong.
Got to finish strong in
Finish
whatever
strong.
you do.
Close us out, big bro.
Watch the podcast. When you go to the subscription and you see all our different episodes, read the title of the episode. See how that might relate to what you're trying to do. Get your pen, get your pen. Get your pen and your paper.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Write it down. Jot it down.
Like and
Watch it
subscribe.
twice. Yeah.
Like and subscribe.
I know we sit up here and do these podcasts and the episodes, but I go back
watch
and
my-
watch
yeah,
them, bro.
I watch
And
them.
I mean,
Every
of
Friday, they
course,
drop every Friday. Our
Every
producer,
Friday. Shout out to our boy
Lopez, take over
Lopez.
Tampa Bay. They
Take
drop
over
every
Tampa
Friday at
Bay
8 o'clock.
Productions. Yeah.
We watch them as soon as they drop.
Yeah, faithfully.
You know what I'm saying?
I have always told everybody out there, to our listening audience, that this the people's podcast.
Definitely is.
You the people and we the people. We don't stop when we just finish the episode. We learn, we write down, we talk about what we talked about, and wonder just how much we might have made a change in somebody.
Because guess
life.
what?
Yeah.
We making a
That's
change
what
in
we
our
wanna
own
do.
life. Because
Our
when we
own
go
life.
back and listen to it,
Yeah.
some things that I be done said, I be like, I said that.
Yeah.
Well,
And then God hold us accountable for the stuff we
Stuff we
giving to
still-
y'all.
Being held
Yeah.
accountable.
So we have to be
Yeah, we can't talk to y'all about it and we not do it.
And as many friends as you got, you pass it on to your friends. But if you know a felon, tell a felon. Everybody know a felon. You should holler at your cousin, your brothers, your sister, your niece and nephew and say, hey, these guys got a podcast where they speaking to the felons, they speaking to the people that support the felon. You need to get on here and add this to your life. You ain't got to watch it all day long. You subscribe, set your notification. Every time they drop one, you'll get one. But if you know a felon, tell a felon.
And remember, everybody out there who ain't never been locked up before, there's somewhere in this world
You
something
still
in our
locked up to
lives,
something.
but we done felt incarcerated.
In your mind.
So
Still locked up with something.
we all done been a felon in one way or another. So it's for all of us. It's for everybody. Watch the podcast, comment, like, and subscribe. That's a wrap.
Felons Ain't Failures Podcast. We out of here. Love you. Peace.
Check
See
the
you on the
merch.
next one.
Check the
Check the merch if Lopez do it.
3,